welcome to another video. Today we have the recap of the UFC's Fight Night, Namajunas versus Cortez, also known as the What We Learned from this card. I'll do it again, same as last week. Well, same as last event. I'll start from the main event, work my way down. I think it's better that way, and the more important fights per se are fresh on my mind, so I'll just talk about it first. And I hope you enjoyed the card. It was a great card. A lot of unders, a lot of finishes, which is good. It's great. When you're watching, you're always rooting, expecting finishes, and this card really blessed us with that. I thought we was going to have a lot of Petrosky. Well, Petrosky it wasn't that bad, but I thought a lot of fights were going to look like the co-main with Ponzinibbio and Salikov. I thought the majority of the card will just look like that. These fighters will just cast out, and since there were really not a lot of high level guys in this card, so they don't have like too much finishing potential. But I guess everybody just didn't want to look like Nico Price and Alex Morono, just gassed pretty much on the brink of dying from exhaustion. So everybody was just went out, and as soon as they smelled blood, they jumped on the finish, and it was pretty exciting. I thought it was a lot better than everybody expected. But I mean, the co-main and the main event were. I didn't even watch. Wasn't even paying attention to the co-main event. That's how bad it was. I mean, why was that fight there? I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm sold, 100% sold, that they put Ponzinibbio versus Salikov as the co-main to make Namajunas and Cortez look good, look fast, look sharp. I know Salikov's striking is a thing of beauty, but he's slow, and he was gassed. But don't tell me that if a casual's watching that, they watch Salikov and Ponzinibbio duke it out, and immediately next fight is Namajunas versus Cortez. I mean, it's 100 times. I know it's a women's fight, but I'd say, Namajunas is better everywhere, I think, than both Ponzinibbio and Salikov. If they were the same size, I mean, if Ponzinibbio was 125 pounds or Rose was up at welterweight, it's Rose all day. Okay, but, I hope you liked the video. Leave a like if you can't. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. I should be doing this a lot more consistent, and I should start being a lot more consistent with my upload dates. I really want to start uploading the previews on Thursdays and the recaps on Monday. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Fight, but that could easily be one of the better fights 2024, like you just said.
And not to be lost is what John Silva just did to extend his winning streak to 11.
Main event time. I was wrong. Okay, that Tracy Cortez made me look stupid. Although, to be fair, I made my predictions before watching the weigh-ins. After watching the weigh-ins, all that cut my hair fiasco thing, I knew Rose was going to win. Not only because of that, because every time you cannot afford, your body cannot afford, you physically cannot stay in the sauna for another 20 minutes to cut half a pound. I mean that's a huge red flag for me. And not only that, Rose looked bigger. Okay, I mean Tracy Cortez is not a big 25er, but she's a natural 125er, and Rose was not, at least not till Friday, because Cortez Rose looked bigger than Tracy at the weigh-ins and inside the cage. This was a masterclass from Rose. This was locked in Rose. And you see, this is what fucking pisses me off about her. I mean, she goes out there, has this performance, she puts on a clinic. Then we have fights like the time she fought Spars. Who did she debate against? I can't quite remember. But there's you never know with Rose, and that's why I don't like her. But she's great. I mean, the sky's the limit for this girl. We already know that. It's just, will she show up or will she not? That's always the question with her. If she's on, if she shows up, I mean, she beat Whaley twice. Okay, that's how good she is, and I really believe she could become champion at this weight class. I mean, she would 1,000% beat Alexa Grasso. I think her versus Valentina, that'd be a great matchup. Is Valentina too old now? Yeah, I don't think she could be Valentina back in her heyday. And I think if she fights Firo again, and it's a 5-round fight, I think she has a great chance of beating her. Because I mean, she was fighting with one hand, and she looked great versus Firo. And who's the other contender? I think she would fucking demolish Erin Blanchfield. I don't think she has the hands fully developed yet. I mean, we already know that, right? And Barber. So when the Barber Namajunas fight was announced, I was going to be all over Barber. I love that girl. I think she's great. I think she's mean. But now that after watching this Namajunas performance and the size, really, I think that's what I'm most impressed with. I think she looks great now. She does not look undersized. So I think it would definitely be a great fight versus Barber. We saw her in the crowd. But, I mean, I don't think there's too much to say here. Tracy Cortez, she literally didn't have nothing to lose other than her 11-fight win streak. But, I mean, did we really lose? Did she really lose any stock? Like, I mean, I think I mean, she definitely did not get fraud checked like some other fighters on this card. I mean, Rose, I think she could become champion. And Cortez, I mean, I think she's probably a top 10 fighter in this division. That's how shit the WMMA is. And I saw a lot of people were trashing Cortez for fighting with eyelashes, which I thought, I mean, that's wild. Okay? That's wild. And people were saying like, oh my God, how really, are you really committed to fighting? I mean, why are you wearing makeup and shit to the cage? I mean, where's your head at? What are your priorities? And I'm like, I mean, does that even matter? I mean, I saw Guru was say MMA Guru was saying, "Oh, are you just trying to look cute? Because if this doesn't pan out, you don't have a great career in the UFC, you'll just start an OnlyFans account. I mean, what would even be a successful career at the UFC? I mean, look at Rose. She's a 2-time champion. She's always fighting on main events. Look at her fucking house, okay? Look at her fucking house on the promos they were making for the fight. Look at her house. I think MMA Guru makes more money than Rose Namajunas. She's a 2-time champion in the UFC. Okay, I know that was a couple of years ago. Maybe the UFC, definitely the UFC has more money now. But Tracy Cortez could make millions if she just started an OnlyFans account today. I think she likes fighting. I don't know why people are starting to question that. Just because she fought with lashes. That's just me. I don't think she's definitely not in for the money. If that's what some people think. I mean, what money is there really for women's fighters? Like, Rose Namajunas is not rich. She is not rich, and she's a 2-time champion. I mean, what more can you accomplish as a fighter than being a champion? She was 2-time champion, beat Wei Lee twice. We've seen her in main events, co-main events, for forever. Look at her fucking house. She's not living in a mansion. I mean, what? I think this is stupid. I like Tracy. I think she's a good fighter. She has that. Obviously she's Mexican, but she has that Mexican heart. She's pretty tough to get rid of. Although it's a women's fight, so it's kind of funny that she has that heart, right? But she does. I really hope we see her again soon. She definitely did not lose any stock, in my opinion. And Rose, I think Rose showed that, she's a problem in this division. And yeah, I hope we see these two girls again, because I like them both. I'm not a big fan of Rose when she doesn't show up, but if she shows up, she's great for the UFC. I love her. God, this fucking fight, man, it ruined this card. I really think this card would have been, I'm not saying a classic, but it had potential to be out there as one of the best, at least one of the best fight nights of the year, if they had not put this fucking fight here. Although, I already mentioned why they put it here. Makes sense. So, I'll just have to get over it. To be honest, I wasn't even paying attention to this fucking fight. I was on my phone. I was on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Cause I was looking at the whole John Silva thing, but I'll talk about that in a minute. I had to rewatch this fight because I think I had Ponzinibbio winning because I was not paying attention to it. I thought Ponzinibbio won round 1 and round 3, right? But I rewatched it. I think Salikov probably won all 3 rounds. That last one, I understand. I see why you would give it to Ponzinibbio, but Jesus Christ, Ponzinibbio, what the fuck? I picked Salikov by decision. I thought they were going to gas out. Salikov definitely gassed out. Ponzinibbio, I think she was trying not to gas out, trying to conserve some energy. But what the fuck was he doing? This guy we've seen Ponzinibbio at his best is when he's pushing the pace, throwing long combinations, 3, 4, 5, 6 punch combinations. And he was just throwing 1, 1, 2, a 2 here, maybe a 3. And Salikov, that's Salikov's bread and butter, you know? But geez, Salikov's striking is a thing of beauty. It's just that he's slow now and old. But if you fight, I think a lot of the ranked guys, if they fight like like Ponzinibbio, they will probably lose a fight to this 40-year-old, 50-year-old looking guy. Okay, because this guy's striking, it's on a whole nother level. It's slow now, but it's still effective. We saw it. He was landing the more effective, cleaner, probably bigger shots, and he definitely won. He for sure won that fight. I don't know why people were calling robbery. I think a lot of people had Ponzinibbio in their parlays and they were coping, but because even when Ponzinibbio secured some takedowns on round 1, right? Round 1, yeah, round 2 he lost it pretty convincingly. In round 1 and round 3, he also got some controlled top time, and he wasn't doing shit. Okay, it wasn't like no dominance like we saw Petrosky to start the night. He wasn't throwing. He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't throwing no ground and pound, no body shots like we saw Evan Elder. It was just a complete shit show from Ponzinibbio. I think he probably was just collecting the check. And I hope we see Salikov again soon. He didn't die from exhaustion at elevation. Just for him, I think that's a huge win. Going 3 rounds in Denver, I know it wasn't really a crazy pace fight, but him going through that, I think that's a huge win for him in of itself. That's a win for him, okay? This is a fucking 40-year-old dude that looks 60. He was gassed. I know he was gassed. But he didn't die from exhaustion. Didn't have a fucking cardiac arrest out there. Which I thought it was pretty possible. It was probable, okay? I'll just leave it at that. Let's move on. Alright, so yeah, it was a pretty shitty night for me with my predictions and with my picks. I went I did I think it was 1-3 with a push because of the whole Cody Brundage situation. I lost. This is one of the bets I made and I lost. I had Drew Dober. I had Dober on the money line. Thought it was a pretty good bet. But what can I say, man? Gene Silva. I love Gene Silva. I picked him against Jourdain last week, last event. I should have just ride with him here. To be fair, my whole thing was just I think Dober will just take everything this guy throws at him. We'll just eat it, like a Tic Tac, and keep putting the pressure, land some shots. But Gene Silva, man, and didn't I said it on my preview. I was like, I want to take him so bad because he's with the Fighting Nerds. I think those guys are legit. And God, I should have just went with Silva, and he looks like a coach of mine. So I'll probably throw in a picture right here, like a side by side comparison, so you can see him. I think that's pretty funny. But Gene Silva, man, what's this guy ceiling? Because he has power, okay? I know he was probably not going to knock out Dober because that guy has a chin, has a huge Minecraft blockhead. He was probably not going to KO him. Although we saw him get dropped and wobbled. But, those spinning elbows were nasty, and I mean he didn't fall on his knees. I mean, if he landed that elbow on Jordan, Jordan's probably dead. Okay, and Jordan's a tough motherfucker for his division. But I mean, he's striking his. He has this. I don't know. He has kind of like this. He has aura. Okay, this guy has fucking aura. He has that tism. Has aura. It's like he's crying on the fucking. During the fight was like laughing and talking trash to Dover's corner, fucking emoting out there. And this guy's always crying. I tweeted. If you don't follow me on Twitter, I think you should. It's a great follow, obviously. But when they were going through all the interview shit, I was like, man, did Gene Silva just won the fucking belt or what? And I remembered the Patrick Beverly meme when they won. Was it? They won the playing game, versus the Clippers, and they were celebrating. They were celebrating, going crazy like they just won the championship, and they just they won a fucking game to get into the playoffs. Patrick Beverly was jumping into the crowd and fucking crying. I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, what is if John Silva ever wins the belt? I mean, what is he going to do? Like, can you imagine what's this guy going to do if he gets the belt? I mean, if he's acting this way for winning a fucking fight, what do you think what would his reaction, or what the fuck would he do out there? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think John Silva would do if he ever gets his hands on the belt. But back to the fight, I thought Silva won round pretty easily, round 1 and round 2. I mean, he really put the nail on the coffin when he got Dover doing the Irish gig at the end. Show levels. I thought Dover was going to be not faster, but at least match his speed, because Dover's a pretty good athlete, but I think he was too slow. He was definitely too slow, and Silva was hitting some shots. Although I think some of those body shots on round 2, I think they got to her. They definitely got to him. Because he was reacting. He was reacting more than Dover until those last 2 elbows. He was definitely reacting a lot more. So, but I mean, that's a lightweight hitting him, and and Dover has some power. Overall, great win for John Silva. I want to see him against a ranked opponent. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, he should fight Emmett." Like, what? I mean, talk about jumping the line. You know who could be a good matchup for him? Calvin Kattar. Because Kattar is not going away. That's a tough kid from Boston. Has that clean boxing. I know he's not the same Kattar as, 6 years ago? 5 years ago? But he's still good. Put him against a striker like Silva here. I think that'd be a pretty good fight. Calvin Kattar and John Silva. Could he be the first guy to put away Kattar? Maybe. I mean, at this point of his career, it's very probable. Because Silva. Another thing, probably the thing I was most impressed by was his cardio. This guy was not slowing down. I thought he was going to look gassed if this fight started round 3. He looked great. He looked amazing. Okay, I love the fighting nerds. I will never pick against them again. Never picking against the fighting nerds. Okay, that's probably the best gym right now. I think it's definitely the gym, the team/gym of the year so far. I don't really have any champion, but I mean Borjalo, John Silva now. They also have Ruffy, who looked great against Malarkey. I think those guys can make a lot of noise. And Drew Dober, I mean, that was a classic Drew Dober fight, right? I mean, he looked like he was fresh. I mean, he's a warrior. He loves to go to war. It seems like he does better when his face is all bloody and his opponent is all bloody up. But yeah, I was wrong. I lost money on Dober. Great win for Silva. We move on to Gabriel Bonfim versus Ange Lusa. Hey, I don't want to say I told you so because I did terrible on this card. Okay, I did terrible. I think I only got like 5 fights correct. 5 predictions, maybe 6. Yeah, 5. I think I only got 5 right. But I told you so about Bonfim, okay? That loss to Dolby was probably the best that could happen to him. His condition looked great, okay? I was worried he was going to gas out as I was watching that fight. And yeah, I mean, of course he slowed down on the third round, but I mean, they were fighting in Denver, okay? His striking looked great. He has a great tie clinch. I think he should stop jumping guillotines. I don't think he should do that anymore. I mean, he probably got lucky, right, on the times he pulled it off. But I mean, he was fighting pretty low level guys. Lusa, you just can't put this guy away. He's one of those guys that I don't think he's good anywhere. Like, he's decent, you cannot put him away. He's tough, but he's not. I mean, he's not a good fighter. Okay, I thought this would have definitely been the same outcome. On his fight versus Brian Battle, it would have looked pretty much exactly the same. I don't think Battle is going to finish this guy. But anyways, Bonfim, great bounce back. Pretty much the hold on his game was the cardio, and he worked on it. He didn't gas out. He looked great. Lusa, I don't think I don't remember him landing a punch rounds 2 and 3. The fact that they scored 15 strikes, significant strikes on that last round, I think that's bullshit. He was just swinging out there, trying not to get finished. Yeah, I mean, he swung a lot of air. I think he was connecting up under 30% of his strikes were landing. Yeah, that guy's pretty bad, but I mean, he's tough. He definitely didn't win round 1. Some people were saying, I mean, he got 1 round. Hell no. It was an easy 30-27 for Bonfim. And I thought he was going to look a lot better. Honestly, I thought it was going to be closer if he made it a fight. He didn't make it a fight. Okay. Yeah. Fuck Lusa, bro. I hate Julian Erosa so much. Okay, now with 2020 hindsight, I know I should have picked him. Okay, this guy wins the fight he's supposed to lose and loses the fights he's supposed to win. Okay, this was a typical textbook Julian Erosa fight. He got the finish. We know he's kind of like Cody Brandes. He just goes under. The guy does not like to see the scorecards. And if you're better or you're the favorite against him, he'll probably win as well. Okay? This was a completely Julian Erosa. He got his fucking stamp on this fight. And Christian Rodriguez, what the fuck was that? He's not a 145er. If if the UFC does not allow him to go back to bantamweight, which I don't think they should, because fuck that guy. He probably ruined Simon's and Rosa's record. Hype. I don't think he derailed Rosa's train, but Simon a little bit. And he also beat another guy, Bulgarian, right? Because he's just a bully king, weight bully king. Fuck that. Fuck Christian Rodriguez, man. I like her. I like him a lot as a fighter. But when you're on purpose, you're. I guess what I'm trying to say is he got what he deserved. Okay, Julian Rosa looked huge compared to him, and Julian Rosa is not big for his weight class. He's just tall. He was eating everything that Cyril threw at him. I mean, I thought that was going to be the story of the fight, Julian Rosa's chin. But it seems that if he's not physically bigger than you, Christian, he's not doing shit. He has great striking. Don't get me wrong. I think it was a pretty close round. But I thought overall, Cyril was landing a little bit more and probably the more significant shots. But he got Julian Rosa, like. Rosa was probably going to lose that round, and he got the guillotine. Same, not as similar as the Ricardo Ramos fight, because Ramos was beating the absolute brakes off Rosa. Cyril wasn't. He was not doing that. Okay, and I'm really worried about him because I like him. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's very skilled. He's very good everywhere. But he does not have a future at 45, okay? He's not a featherweight. He's going to get schooled in... I definitely think if he stays in this division, he's done. I don't think he wins another fight in his UFC career. And that sucks. But, hey, I mean, I guess that's karma, right? The last fight of the main card of the UFC's Fight Night, Namajunas versus Cortez. Cody Brundage and Abdul Razak Al-Hassan. I mean, is anybody surprised by this? Like I'm actually... who was surprised by this Cody Brundage shenanigans? We know what Brundage brings to the table. He's not a fighter, he's a quitter. The guy fucking hates getting punched in the face. I mean, honestly, why is he here? Who convinced him that it was a good idea to be a fighter? Okay, this is his fucking job. And he's not good. He's not good at his job, and he's still here. I just caught him already. Caught Al Hassan too. The guy was... I mean, he was doing it on purpose. Actually, when the ref stepped into, when the ref stepped in, I thought it was over. I thought Al Hassan got the KO, but no. Then it was like, oh, timeout, back of the head. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, this is done. Cody Brundage found his way out. Okay, and he's either going to lose or get a no contest. That's like a wet dream for him, because Cody Brundage does not like to be in there. Why does he keep signing them contracts? I don't know. I mean, he likes the money for sure. I mean, sure. I think that was his last fight on the UFC. Because it's always the same shit with Brundage. If he does not get you out in a minute, he'll just go into fetal position and wait for you to for the ref to step in and save his ass. And if you take his back, he'll just lift up his chin and you can get the choke, and he'll immediately tap. That's Cody Brundage. I was pissed because I had Al Hassan, so that was a push. This was supposed to be a winner, and I got a fucking push here, you know. And at this point, I had only lost the Van by decision, which I was devastated. And I'll get to that in a minute here. But now, after now that I know that I did terribly, I'm so pissed at Cody Brundage now. Like, fuck that guy, but also fuck Al Hassan. I thought it was pretty dirty on his part. He knew what he was doing, and he wanted to get the win. Was like doing this. He was throwing a tantrum because he got the no contest, but he knew what he was doing. Just cut that guy. He's old anyways. Who cares? But overall, I mean, think about it for 10 seconds, and were you really surprised by that? The fight was over as soon as the refs called for that timeout. We all knew what Cody was going to do, because he was either getting a no contest or a win. I mean, he probably manifest. Okay, you know what? Cody Brundage fucking manifested this. Okay. I don't even want to talk about this. Josh Van, energy. I even tweeted after that second round ended. I was like, Josh Van is showing levels. Literally, fucking 10 seconds later, guy gets KO'd, and he was put out bad. Okay, I even fucking tweeted on the first round, man, Charles Johnson has some fucking pillow hands. And he put my guy out. Okay, I was so confident. I was feeling great. I was like, oh my god, Van is so good. He's going to cruise to a decision, because I thought he won round one. Johnson dominated the first half of the round, but I thought Josh did enough on that first to win it. And especially, we know the judges are idiots. If it's a close round and you land one punch in those last 10 seconds and your opponent swings and misses, you won that round. The judges they're dummies. Okay, so I thought Van won round one. I thought he schooled Johnson on round two. So I thought, I mean, at worst it was 1-1, and Van closed that second round with a lot of momentum going to his side. And that's what he does, he probably, he always starts losing because he's so small, okay? He's so small. He's definitely not a 5'5". I'm bigger than Josh Van, okay? And that guy's probably my comp, okay? 5'5", 125 pounds. I don't have to go away to make 125. And I don't think Josh Van cuts more than 10 pounds to make weight. He's such a small dude, man. And he has to fight. I mean, the funny thing is, Charles Johnson is not even tall. For a human being, he's not tall. He's just big for the weight class. Okay? And kudos to Charles Johnson, man. I don't like him. I don't think he's good. I still think he has pillow hands. I mean, if you're fighting against a fucking child, I mean, yeah, you're probably going to knock him out, right? Because, man, I lost quite the money on Van by decision, and I was like, oh my god, I got this at plus money. It closed at like minus 130. I got it at plus 120. Okay, when I bet that line, it was a plus 120 Van by decision. So I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna make some bank here. And then he gets knocked out. I mean, is that it for Josh Van? Is he too small? If they keep putting him up against these tall guys, I think he's going to have a really hard time. And I know it's flyweight. But I mean, Charles Johnson had never showed any signs of having power in his hands. So I don't think he has power. and he knocked him out. That was a beautiful uppercut. I'm gonna give the energy his credit here. Okay, he was doing solid work with his jab, and that's what he needed to do. Really, I mean, just keep the distance. And that's how he likes to fight. So, I knew Bam was going to be the one, marching forward. But the energy had some moments he definitely had moments in round one. The first 2 minutes I was like, Jesus Christ, I I thought he was going to knock him out in that first round. I really did. For a second I was like, Jesus Christ. Is it going to end in the first round? I'm gonna look like a fucking moron. Which I probably did. Because I was hyping. I was telling my friends that don't even watch the UFC, man, put the fucking house on Bam by decision. That's a fucking lock. Okay? And is it probably because he looks like me? Well, not facially, facial features or anything. But, he has probably we have the same build. And I was rooting for Bam, man. I was such a fan. I'm still a fan. But I mean, now that after seeing this, that the gear line was a fucking steal. I think they probably won't fight, but if the gear Olembekov is scheduled to fight again versus Josh Van, I think he's a -400 favorite. He's no way he's a 2-1 favorite versus Van now. After seeing this, because Josh Van does not cut weight for these fights. Okay, he's probably 130, maybe 135. He's a very small man fighting in what's supposed to be a little men's division. I mean, can you imagine him versus Erceg? Erceg would probably take his head off in round one. God, and just was hyping all of these new flyweight prospects up. Because they're very good. Is he more skilled than Charles Johnson? Absolutely. Okay? Definitely a lot more skilled than a Charles Johnson. But I mean, this is a physical sport. So physicality matters at the end of the day. To be fair, I never saw Van as a champion, so I mean, I guess I'll just cope with that. I'll keep telling myself that I wasn't that high, I wasn't that high on Josh Van, I only put a lot of money into him to beat the energy as a 2-1 favorite. But I wasn't that high, God, that one hurt. Not because of the money, and because I like the guy. And because I don't like Charles Johnson, man. And now he'll probably fight a ranked opponent. And I want to see that, because if Charles Johnson shows up, he's good. He's good. He's very similar to Josh Van. He's just bigger, right? I mean, they have a similar style. Van likes to move forward, and the energy likes to be on his back foot. But God, I hated this fucking fight so much, so much. I mean, and I see a lot of people. What was the guy that fought Jose Johnson a couple of weeks back? The 5'3" guy from Kazakhstan or Kyrgyzstan. Yeah, he's smaller. He's definitely smaller than. Well, no, I don't think he's smaller. He's just shorter. He's not smaller. That guy is at least 140. Okay, that guy has a wide back, and he's a grappler. That's the difference. Van is a striker. He's going to get. They're going to. I mean, any fighter that's taller than him now, just use that Charles Johnson game plan, and you're probably going to beat Josh Van. Okay, you're probably going to beat Josh Van. And what about Pantoja and all of those guys? You know, Mighty Mouse. But those guys were grapplers. They were not strikers. Okay, you cannot be the smallest guy in the UFC and be a striker. Okay, that's just not gonna work. That's not a good recipe. That's a recipe for disaster. And now, I mean, with hindsight now, I mean, it's pretty obvious. You know, before the fight, a lot of guys were saying, "Oh my God, what the fuck is Josh Van going to do? Charles Johnson is just gonna throw jabs, and teep kicks," and that's what he was doing in the first round, and he did a very good job. Kudos to him. But we move on. Jasmine Jastovicius versus Fighter McLean. Jasmine was my only winner of my actual bets where I put money. He was the only one. She was the only one that cashed. That was the only ticket that I cashed at the end of the night. I should have put a lot more money to her. I mean, with hindsight, it was like easy 30-27 fight for her. I was worried. Because Klein looked a lot better on the feet. Wasn't she supposed to be a grappler, bro? Like, I was worried that, he was not going to knock Jastovicius out. But he looked great on the feet. Okay? She got out grappled because she's not a natural 125er. At least not yet, because she's young. And she looked fat at weigh-ins and on fight night. But, kudos to her for taking this fight on short notice, putting her cereal on the line, her record on the line. Against a pretty tough opponent. I love Jasmine's physicality. She's mean. Okay. And she's big for the weight class. I think she, how the fuck did Tracy Cortez beat her? Like, that's just MMA math, right? I don't think I have a lot much to say in this fight. I think Fighter McLean will be a problem at straw weight. She will definitely be. She has the potential to be a champion, really. With the striking we saw, and her grappling is supposed to be her bread and butter, but when your opponent is just a lot bigger than, because Jastovicius is big and she's strong, she's not just tall. Yeah, she got outmanned in this fight. Is there really much to say? We'll just move on. Montel Quick Jackson, okay? I lost money in this fight as well. Jesus Christ, I was like, oh my. It was the first one. This was the first one I had money on. I could not believe. We were I don't care about the money. I really don't. I'm a fucking degenerate and I don't care about the money. Obviously, I'm gonna brag about it when I win. I don't care if I lose. Anyways, the cope is real. We were robbed of a great fight. Okay? We were robbed of a great fight. Is there anything to say about this? Give Montel Jackson a ranked opponent now, please. Why does he fight once a year? What is he doing? Because he's fought. This was his first good opponent in all of his career, and look at what he did to him. I know it was pretty. I hate saying fluke because it wasn't a fluke. It was the exact same thing as the Talbot. Identical to the Talbot knockout on 303. But this guy is quick, okay? Fast, straight punches. I just hope we see him more. And I mean, Blackshirt, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, you're throwing a kick on the phone booth. I mean, what's that fighting IQ? I picked him because he looked great versus Mario Batista, and I think Mario Batista beats Montel Jackson pretty easily. I still believe that. I said it on the preview, and I still believe that. Luana Santos and Maria Agapova. I was very surprised with this. I had not realized that Luana Santos was pretty. I mean, I thought she was ugly. I mean, I remember her being ugly. I don't know why. She's cute. I knew she was hot. And what the fuck does that have anything to do with the review here? Santos looked great. She looked great on the feet. She's not fat anymore, so she looks great. We obviously knew she was a great grappler, and her striking has improved. Although I wasn't high on her no way, but I thought I was higher than most people on her striking. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And Agapova, man, my heart goes out for her. I just hope she gets the help she needs now and can turn her life around. Stop fighting. Okay, if you have fucking degenerate problems and you're fighting to make money, that's not a good idea. Okay. I hope she starts her. I hope she gets cut and we don't have to see her again because she will just lose again. And she's probably just fighting for the paychecks. But how can you have a career where people are hitting you and you already have a lot of problems in your personal life? That's just not a good look. I hope this is a start for her. This is a start for a better life for her. I really hope. Josh Friend versus Andre Petrosky. I mean, for a second, I thought this was an Anthony Smith fight. I could have swore that we saw Anthony Smith on the broadcasting team. I thought Anthony Smith just checked in for Josh Friend. I really do. I mean, he had no urgency to get back up like Anthony Smith. He was looking to tough it out, survive like Anthony Smith. You know, those moral victories where, I made it to the end. I was really trying. I made him work really hard type of shit from Anthony Smith. I mean, what was Josh Friend doing? Okay, he could not get back up. Wasn't even trying to get back up. I know Petrosky he's a big dude, okay, and I do not doubt he's strong, and he looked great. Okay, he looked great. A little bit gun shy once. No ground and pound. He was active. I'm not gonna say he was just laying there. And his cardio looked good. Okay, for to do that, I know Friend wasn't really putting too much resistance, but to do that, I mean, wasn't his cardio supposed to be bad? He looked good. You just know he only has that single leg takedown, but it worked. Kudos to him. I mean, I don't think I have much anything to say. It wasn't that boring of a fight. But I mean, seriously, was that Anthony Smith or Josh Friend? And finally, a fight I didn't even preview because this was announced on Thursday, Wednesday. Yeah, I probably already uploaded my video. But I picked Elder, on the Topology feed. I had Elder by second round KO. It was a second round submission. I mean, Darius Flowers is terrible. He's awful. He sucks. He's not UFC level. He's probably getting cut because he's 0-3 now. Although he could maybe have another fight on his contract, I doubt it. He's just there to lose. And I'm glad that Elder got the finish, because he's very exciting. That guy is looking to fight. Okay, he has a very fun style. I enjoy watching him fight. Is he a world beater? No. But I mean, he got the job done. Okay, he was supposed to finish Flowers, and he did. And I thought he dominated. He really put on a show for us, and I appreciate that for him. I appreciate Flowers. The guy's a clown, but you know, he's always like, he was talking to him like he was he was talking on the first round, like he was like this was on the third round, and he already put on a clinic for 2 rounds and was just beating him up, kind of like he thought he was Max Holloway versus Colin Cater, right? Like, what are you doing? But hey, man, the guy's more of a showman than a fighter. I mean, we know that about Terry Flowers. I think he's getting cut, and great performance from Evan Elder. Did what he supposed to was. What the fuck did I? Wow. He did what he was supposed to do. That's the end of the video. We made it to the end. God, I do not want to take cards like this for granted, because next week's card is going to be, I don't want to puke just thinking about it. I mean, another shit main event, and that card is, I don't think it's going to be even close to what we saw on Saturday. But hey, I mean, every fighter deserves a chance. But yeah, God, it's going to be rough, right? It's going to be tough sitting through that, wasting a Saturday, pretty much watching dog shit fights. I don't want to get too much into that. I mean, I'll just say that for the preview video. I mean, I'm just wasting time here. I really appreciate you guys a lot. If you watch this video, please leave a like. It would mean a lot to me. And yeah, I will see you again on Thursday. Okay, I will do everything in my power to upload the preview of the fight night on Thursday. See you soon.